All right, so I wanted to chat a little bit about the pressure of time, the pressure that comes along with time constraints, deadlines, things like that. And sometimes it is important to have deadlines in place, of course, goals rather. But sometimes we put these deadlines on ourselves when we don't necessarily need to, which tends to cause, some level of stress. For me personally, it makes me feel like I'm going to implode, and it makes me feel like things are going a mile a minute. And, the key really is just slowing the heck down and realizing that a lot of the things that we put pressure on ourselves to accomplish within a certain time period, we don't have to be so strict with ourselves. Like, we can have structure and set goals without being so strict and hard on ourselves to accomplish certain things within this period of time. And then if we don't accomplish these things within this period of time or do it perfectly like this, then it's like, the world is over. That's dramatic, I know, but that's how my mind works sometimes. So I just wanted to share this experience that I had today. Today's my birthday. I'm 28 years old, and I woke up in the best of moods today. My family, all my favorite people, told me happy birthday before my day really even started, and it just really meant a lot to me. And so I was fully energized, ready to go. So, usually I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not very structured, but I do set goals and I have things that I like to accomplish during the day. So I told myself that I would try to implement a little bit more structure into my life, especially now that my schedule has gotten a little bit more relaxed here lately. So I definitely need to implement some level of structure as opposed to just having this abstract way of doing things. So I love going for walks. I make time to go for walks pretty much every day. At least 80% of the week, I would say. A good walk too, a good old walk. And I like to work out. I like to have my morning coffee. I like to meditate. A lot of my more active things I do in the morning time. Well, I have the most energy in the morning, so I was telling myself to do them in the morning time. So I felt inclined to basically put this schedule, this structure in place today. I've been implementing little things here and there, but today I'm going to make this happen. So I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk, then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do XYZ. And I was just feeling so energized, so happy. And so I got up, got myself ready. I have 2 dogs and a kitty cat. So, whenever I'm up getting myself ready in the morning, I also have to tend to their needs as well. Potty time, breakfast, things like that. Getting them situated. So I did all that, but I noticed as I was doing that, I felt that I was hurrying myself to get on this walk at the certain period of time, because for some reason I felt like I had to get out there at a certain period of time. So then whenever I finished doing my duties at home and I went on my walk, I noticed that whenever I started walking, I just didn't feel like it, but I was like, no, I have to do this. I'm already out here, so on and so forth. But I just kind of felt miserable the whole time. But I still made myself do it. And I was just walking fast because I was like, if I walk faster, I can get it over with faster. And then I was like, okay, well, now I need to go get coffee. It's my birthday. And Starbucks literally has the absolute best gifts for your birthday. So I went and got my little birthday drink or whatever, got a little cake pop for myself. But I placed the order way before I was ready to go get it. So then I was rushing there to get it to make sure that, the ice wasn't melting, the cold foam wasn't whatever. And I was just hurrying, and I was like, God, I'm everything that I've done, and this is just the start of the morning. Girl, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and we're sitting here rushing. And I had the acknowledgement, but then I just kept rushing. So then I noticed there was this car in front of me that was moving a little bit slower. Usually that traffic light in my town, it gets a little congested. So I was like, I'll just go this way. Even though it looks clear up ahead, I'll just take this little shortcut. Tell me why I ended up right behind the same car that I was originally behind in the first place. Okay, so I tried to take a shortcut. I was trying to speed, got caught at every stoplight along the way, and then I noticed like my heart was just beating fast, and I was just like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, I just had like this pressure to do things within a certain period of time, I guess. It's hard to even explain, but once I got home, you know, I knew that I was already sweaty. I had to do my workout. I struggled to do the workout, but I did it anyway. I knew that I needed to take a shower. I needed to get myself ready. Then I needed to make breakfast, and then I needed to get on at work. And then I had all these people texting me and calling me. And I just sat there for a second and I was like, whoa, hang on. Hang the hell on. What is happening? And it's just that I had put so much pressure on myself to accomplish so many things. It just felt like I was pushing myself even on the smallest things. Like, since when did going to get a morning coffee that is free stressful? I made it stressful. My walks that I like to go on, I go on a nature trail. It's really peaceful. I'm a bit of a hippie. I love being outside in nature. I was like stressed the whole time because I made it stressful. Even driving in my car, I love being in my car. I film my videos in my car for a reason. I love being in my car, but being in my car felt suffocating. It felt stressful. Making breakfast, doing my workout, even taking a shower, I was making it so stressful. And I guess what happened was I just had this burst of energy, and I didn't have energy at all yesterday, so I felt like I had to make up for that perhaps. And I was just like, go, 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 go. But in doing that, I wasn't listening to my body. I wasn't slowing down enough to listen to my body. I didn't even get a chance to meditate until after I was stressed the hell out. And then I was like, okay, I need to deal with this right now. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you know, I think it's really great to have goals and structure, discipline, things along those lines, but it is about balance. And I think that it is so important to not put too much pressure on yourself to perform. I was gonna say perfectly, but I mean, I think that we should have high standards for ourselves, but let's be reasonable too, and let's listen to our bodies. And not every day has to be some great triumphant day. And if we had a bad day yesterday, we don't have to make up for it today, you know? I think we just need to really, as humans, learn to go with the flow a little bit more, to release that sense of control that we have over controlling every aspect of our day and putting pressure on ourselves to the point that we're causing stress, even those over the smallest things. You know, that saying, stop and smell the roses, I feel that that is very much relevant here. I could have had a very good, slow, go with the flow kind of day, but I was like, that's just not what I did. And I was too into my mental about it, which is why I feel that it's so important as well to integrate, you know, what you're feeling, or excuse me, what you're thinking up here with what you're feeling. It's like integrating spirituality, the 5D with the 3D. You don't want to operate too much out of either. You want to integrate the two together to create a more well-balanced, harmonious flow. It's easier said than done. It does take time for some of us to really, one, understand that, but to start acting in that manner as well. But in addition to that, I feel that whenever some of us don't reach those certain goals that we have for ourselves, or complete things this certain specific type of way within this certain specific type of time frame, you know, then we kind of like beat ourselves up a little bit too. And I feel like that's totally unfair. I know it goes without saying, but no one's perfect. And I know for a fact, I was going to say I think, but I know for a fact that it's okay that we are who we are, period. Just simply put, it's okay if we are who we are, and who we are isn't perfect. And, you know, it is rather complex because I feel that we are conditioned, or sometimes it's just like an innate quality that we have. or, you know, based on influences of our family, of our peers, society, so on and so forth, religion. We become a certain way. We conform to a certain way without realizing that maybe, you know, that's not who I am, and that's who I felt that I had to be, or I had to perform this way to be successful, or I had to do things specifically this way, or be this type of person in order to feel, you know, accomplished and successful. But then, I mean, I guess that's kind of like masking too. And whenever the mask comes off, you're like, oh my God, who am I? You know, I'm so much more than all these things that I thought that I was this entire time. Oh God, hopefully this is making sense. But yeah, I just think it's really important to get real with yourself, to cut yourself some slack, give yourself some grace, to not put so much pressure on yourself. Okay, I want structure. I need to go about it in a healthy way. Otherwise, that's going to completely turn me off from structure and make me be all over the place again. Like, it's just about balance and taking it easy. I mean, and aside from that, it's my birthday. I should not be stressing about anything today. Okay? I should not be stressing about anything. And there is nothing stressing me out but myself. So that's the message. Just take care of yourself. Don't stress yourself out more than need be. Well, no one needs to be stressing about anything, but you know, stress can be inevitable. We already experience so much stress from external factors. We don't need to create stress internally either. You know, we deserve peace and calm and happiness. It's hard being a human sometimes. We have so much to deal with, so much to handle, so much to accomplish. And life isn't always about our accomplishments and what we have to show for that. As far as like our money, our wealth, our home, our cars, our career, you know, sometimes, well, success definitely looks like just being at peace. Just being at peace, not rushing, just going with the flow. Just chilling, straight up chilling like a villain. Not like a villain, but chilling, you know? So that's the message. I hope that you were able to get something from that, and thank you for tuning in.